Hi, this is Alan Gleeson for ADSR, and in this video we're going to look at how to create an Ableton live pack. Live packs are useful if you want to archive a project or if you want to share it with a collaborator. A live pack is a single file that contains the session and all relevant data contained within that session, such as samples, any user-generated content, any content from other projects, and any content from factory packs. If we look at this session here, it's just a simple idea. On the first track are MIDI clips, and they're using a number of Ableton devices. On the second track I have a number of audio clips that I've dragged in from a separate project. On the third track I have again some MIDI devices, but on this track I've also got some user created Max for Live devices. And on the fourth track I have some percussion, and the source of these samples resides on a different location outside of my session folder on my hard drive. If this was a project I was collaborating with someone and I wanted to send it to them, by sending them only the session file, none of the audio content on our drum track would be sent, none of the samples that are contained in our drum rack would be sent, and none of the user-generated Max for Live devices would be sent because they reside outside of the actual session. Prior to creating a live pack, we need to bring all the content that we want to share into a single location. So if I look at my session folder on my hard drive, I can see that I've got only the live pack. So if I shared this, the content I mentioned would be missing for the person wishing to work on this live pack. So if I go back to my session, the first thing we need to do is go to our file menu and select collect all and save. There's a number of options we have to choose from here, which specifies the media that's going to be copied into our session folder. Usually I check all the boxes apart from the bottom one. The bottom one is an option to copy files from factory packs, which will copy any samples used in the factory packs that you might be using from within your session. Usually the people I'm collaborating with have similar factory packs installed on their computers, so I don't need to have this checked. Another reason for unchecking files from factory packs is that if your goal is to share this project and you're using lots of factory packs in your session, it can end up making the live pack that you're creating very large in size because it has to copy all the samples contained within that factory pack. It's better that you have this unchecked and just make sure that the people that you're collaborating with have the same factory packs that you have installed on your computer. The next option up here is files from the user library. This is any user-generated content that you might have in your session. So things such as the Max for Live devices that you might be using that are from third party or ones you've generated yourself. Files from other projects is content that you might have dragged in from other sessions. And then files from elsewhere. So within your session you could be using files from a number of different locations on different hard drives and different locations. You have all these checked in order to bring the content that is used within the session into a single location for easy archiving or sharing. Once I click on OK, it copies the content into that location. So if we go back and check, we can see that now within this folder we've got a backup, which is just a backup to the session. We have the actual session, any presets that I might have been using. So if we go and look at my audio effects, I can see that there's some additional Max for Live devices that I was using. Some MIDI effects, if I go in there, there's some third-party Max for Live devices that I was using. And if I go into my samples, I can see any imported or recorded samples have now been brought into a single location in our Create a Live Pack project. From here, we go back to our file menu and we click on Manage Files. I need to click on Manage Project, and then this will open up a page that displays the content of our current project. If I scroll down to the bottom, I can see an option here to create pack. So I click Create a Pack and I select a location for that. I'll just put it in this folder for now. Once I do that, I get a confirmation message saying that the pack has been created successfully. So if I go to where it's been made, I can see that I've got a single file here, Create a Live Pack, with the extension ALP, which stands for Ableton Live Pack. From here, I can archive this project or email it to a collaborator. Once they receive this live pack, if they double click on it, it will ask for a location of where to store this live pack. So I might just put it on my desktop for now, and I open that. Once it's unarchived the project, if I go to its location, I can see there's the project there, and all the content necessary to use that project is contained within it. So when the person opens that particular session, it will open an exact copy of the session that I'm currently working on. So it's a very useful tool whether you're archiving a project or you're sharing it with collaborators, whereby you can be confident that all the content that is necessary to use the session is contained within the Ableton Live Pack. This has been Alan Gleeson for ADSR.